So hello everyone, my name is Patrik Dokoupil and I'm a PhD student at Charles University in Prague, and now I'm going to present our resource paper titled Single and Multi-Objective Recommendations with Contextual Impressions and Beyond Accuracy Propensity Scores. This is a joint work between me, my PhD advisor Ladislav Peska, and Ludovico Boratto. So let me briefly start by introducing our motivation. We are considering the domain of multi-objective recommender systems, optimizing at the individual level. Multi-objective recommender systems aim to generate recommendations according to multiple, possibly conflicting goals. And by optimizing at the individual level, we mean that each user may have different preferences towards the individual objectives, the so-called propensities, and the algorithm tries to satisfy them for each user individually. In such a scenario, the recommendation process can be thought of as some kind of proportionality preserving procedure where the users get recommendations satisfying their propensities. However, designing such algorithms becomes difficult because while we can try to estimate users' propensities based on user interaction data, we do not have an access to real propensity values. And to mitigate this issue, we collected the SMR's dataset, which contains users' self-stated propensities for relevance, diversity, and novelty. The dataset was collected from 2 user studies where real users interacted with both a multi-objective and single-objective recommender system. And both user studies were conducted in movie domain on top of the movie lens latest dataset. Each user study consisted of multiple iterations of recommendations, where after each iteration the users were able to tweak the upcoming recommendations by stating their propensities with respect to relevance, diversity, and novelty. This was done using some UI component as illustrated on this slide. More detail about the data collection as well as the user studies themselves can be found in the paper. The dataset itself consists of multiple JSON files. Here I will only describe a few of them, so please refer to the paper if you want to learn more about the data structure. The main contribution of the dataset lies in the propensities.json, which contains a timestamp together with users' self-stated propensities for relevance, diversity, and novelty. Another main part of the dataset is behaviors.json, which contains contextual impressions in a format that was inspired by the well-known MIND dataset. We also have movies.json containing mapping of our movie IDs used in the dataset to some external sources such as IMDb, which can be useful, for example, to obtain some additional metadata about the items. And so on. There is also users.json with demographic information about the users, criteria values, the JSON with objective values evaluated on the impression data, and more. To illustrate possible use cases of our dataset, as well as to promote the individual level multi-objective recommendation research, we define 3 tasks and provide Jupyter notebooks with evaluation and baselines that can be easily extended by new approaches. The first task is to estimate or predict users' propensities based on users' interaction data. In the second task, the propensities are given at the input to the algorithm, and the goal is to generate recommendations with objective values proportional to these propensities. The third task is using impression data to improve recommendation performance in terms of precision and DCG, further demonstrating the possibility to use our dataset even outside of the multi-objective recommendation domain. Here is a link to our repository where you can find the dataset itself as well as some supplementary material. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to stop by our poster on the poster session and we can discuss offline. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you so much for the talk.